Now to a developing story overseas. At least 6 people are dead after a horrific bomb attack in a busy pedestrian.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Welcome to today's episode of Keep It Simple with Vraj, Dixit, Ghoda. Today we are going to talk with Mr. Tapan Bhandari. Besides being a social media influencer, he's a fashion enthusiast, a serial entrepreneur, and the co-founder of an amazing startup by the name of Photographers on Demand. Boss, ye unicorn बनने वाला है. We're going to discuss about his startup, the photography industry, especially जो इंडियन लोगों के दिमाग में फोटोग्राफी के लिए बायस है ना, उसके बारे में. And also about his $1 billion expansion plan. Interestingly, आज relationships, family values और बहुत सारे soft topics के बारे में भी बात करने वाले हैं. So here we go. It's going to be amazing yet simple. Keep it simple with Vraj Dixit Ghoda featuring Tapan Bhandari.
Tapan,
Yes.
hi. How are you guys? So after a lot of back and forth, after a lot of deciding dates कि आज करेंगे कल करेंगे, finally we are here to shoot this podcast, shoot this conversation, if I may say.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming to Keep It Simple podcast. I know I'm very new to this field, and you have trusted me with this conversation. I will let you down. Sorry, I won't let you down. But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
And so we'll start directly with Tapan and POD, which is
Yes.
Photographer on Demand.
Yes. Right.
And you are very synonymous with the name Photographer on Demand.
Right.
For our audience, I'm just, do you want to say what POD, what Photographer on Demand is, and then we'll take it forward?
Yes, definitely. So, what POD is? We are just solving a problem, basically, right? Lot of nowadays the startup is booming and everywhere the startup is there, right? But what a startup is doing, they're solving a problem. So POD is just solving the problem of on-demand photographers, right?
On-demand photographers.
Right? So basically what has happened in 2016-17, right? So I have my manufacturing unit and I have my one co-founder, right? So we were friends in college, right? And we are still friends, basically. So we are coming from Mumbai and we thought of that, yeah, let's do something else. And we were like very socializing, we are checking Instagram by all the time, right? So we thought that Mark Zuckerberg's created, Facebook, Instagram, everything, right? But, getting a good pictures, it's still a task.
Correct.
And in 2016-17, right, finding a photographer is a task, getting a good
Huge
pictures
task.
is a task, right? And you won't believe that in India, every street there's a photographer.
Correct.
But still, finding a photographer is like a task. So we thought of that idea and we in 17 we not started. We just talking about that कि क्या होना चाहिए, कैसे होना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, right? And in 2018 we got very serious about this ideas and we thought of that this can be a game changer. And what advantage we have? We are the first mover in the whole industry.
Yeah.
We searched everywhere, like in India, is there on-demand photographer, is there this industry, there is any competitor.
Correct.
And everything. So we figured it out, there's no competition. And even in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, we figured it out, there's no one on-demand providing on-demand
Such developed
photography.
markets.
Yeah, very unorganized and not even untouched market, right? So this is how we thought of that, and then we did some market research and everything. And when we figured it out, the prices are really fluctuation. Like some are asking 500 and some are asking 5,000 and some are asking 15,000 and some are asking 20,000 rupees. Although they are experienced, completely. But how to figure out the experience? These people are experienced people, right? So all this studied, we did all these studies and we thought of that, let's start it. Let's execute this idea, right? So we started an Instagram page and we started pulling out let's have a photographer at this rate and this rate. So we are particular with one segment, that is personal photographer. Just like celebrity have their own photographers, right?
Correct.
So why not be economic class of people or a people who can have photographer, personal photographer anywhere, anytime, whenever they want? Because a lot of people want photographers, a lot of influencers want photographers, right? So finding a photographer is a task. So we thought like, let's do it. We started telling people like, hire your personal photographer, hire personal photographer, everything. But what will happen? People are start booking us for events, for maternity shoots, for baby shoot, and everything. And we lost the market. We entered in the market as a personal photographer at very affordable prices, but we lost the market and people are booking us for events, for baby shoot and everything. So 70 to 80% people are not understanding what the platform is, the platform. They are just booking for their regularity, for the basic events, because they figure it out the prices are very low.
So you were like an Amazon for photographers. Matlab,
You can say that we are the service provider.
service providers.
Aggregators.
Correct.
Yes,
Aggregators,
aggregator.
yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So this is how, right? So we created a platform. People are booking. We realized that let them book for anything, right? And then we realized that why not we expand our wings and
Correct.
became a personal photographer after 2 years, because it is a new market and people won't understand keep getting a personal photographer is easy. After 1 year, people start understanding, right? So a lot of influencer in Ahmedabad, and they started, asking that I need a photographer for this brand, I need a photographer for this brand, right? I need a photographer for my baby first bath, right? So now people are understanding that this is a thing where you can use photographer for your basic thing, for anything, whenever you want.
Correct.
So रात को 12 बजे cake cutting हो, kitty party हो, right? You can book a photographer anytime. So Diwali festival ho, right? Anywhere, anytime you can book it. So that's how we started growing in this market. And again, Ahmedabad is a tough market. To crack this market, to telling people to come on time and everything, it is a tough market for us, and we faced a lot of challenges. But now everything is sorted. Like now people understand what exactly POD is. Now they are telling people that it is an Ola Uber platform.
Exactly.
Where we started initially telling them, and people are not believing us because we don't have app. We are just taking booking from WhatsApp. Then we launch our app, and now it's happens right. People are telling it's a Ola for photographers, Uber for photographers.
Wow.
And we have 250 photographers, more than 7,000 shoots in the past 3 years. So these are the figures we achieved in right now in Ahmedabad. Now we are expanding our wings to other cities, other states. In the next year, you will see in 6 months, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Goa, we will expand to all these other cities. Yeah.
I mean, amazing. I mean, the idea was amazing. किसी ने सोचा नहीं था, as you said, कि it is a very underdeveloped. It's need. It's a need of the hour.
It's a need of, yeah.
Because trust me, मैं जब ये podcast shoot करने का सोच रहा था, my content and all that.
Right.
The first thing that came to my mind, shoot कौन करेगा? I have a good team, fortunately.
Right.
Good है कि अब पता नहीं, edit के बाद पता चलेगा. But anyways, but so that was a headache. So
yes.
You solved that headache like in a very easy sense. And Ahmedabad is a tough market.
It's a tough market.
So I mean, congratulations on your journey and for the journey ahead, yeah.
Yes.
But I want to ask you this question. For me, POD, photographer on demand, can be the next big revolution. As you said, Ola Uber is a big revolution tha.
Right.
It is going on the similar lines.
So it is not going on a similar line. It is above that similar line.
Okay.
Because if you figure it out, not in India, this kind of service not in the world. So we can be the world first startup, right? Who can provide photographer to the whole world, right? So it is not just Ola and Uber. I can't say that. I want to be above Ola, Uber, because US से बहुत सारे startups India में आते हैं, बहुत सारे copy startups भी होते हैं, right? But when I search in US, finding a photographer in US is also a tough task.
Wow.
In South Africa is also a tough task. So I want in next 5 years, my service will be everywhere. I want to make Apple, right? Apple, just like Apple have their own segment. POD wants to be that company. So that's my vision in next 5
I was
years.
coming to your vision and you explained the vision so perfectly. I mean, can't get bigger than this here. Can't get. But I want to ask you this, Tapan, so photographer as a USA made is a very tough thing to find, but it's a very respectable job.
Right.
In India, that sense of respect is going on.
Yes.
But apart from this, the POD ka jo business model hai,
Right.
you must have faced a lot of challenges while establishing
Right,
this.
right.
As you said, market of Ahmedabad is very unprofessional, like a very unorganized sector. So would you just want to mention some of the challenges? And I would want you to focus on COVID क्योंकि कोविड में photographers they had no jobs. I mean, practically there were 0 jobs. And at that point of time, दुनिया photography पे shift हो रही थी because everything was going virtual.
Yes.
And the demand for photography was declining. So,
Right.
what was that time for you like?
Okay, so you can say that COVID was tough. I can't say that tough. It was a good, pause. Because I really need a pause where I want to hit this startup, right? The policies are not clear. We just started. Nothing is clear, right? So we got a good pause of 3 months where we can organize our internal systems. So I created a lot of plans, created a lot of policies because we have an experience of before COVID, a 1 year of experience in the market, right? So we realized all these things, right? So in 3 months, I created a policies.
Okay.
So that's why after COVID, you see the POD name is rises in the city. Suddenly, before COVID, no one knows, but we are working 1 year in the whole COVID, before COVID, right? But after COVID, you see the what is POD? Who is this guy, right?
Correct.
And people are saying like this, right?
Correct.
So suddenly, kahan se aaya? It is not sudden. It is a 3 years of a complete journey, right? So I created all these policies, and yeah, you can say that it was a great journey. But what something hits me at the time of COVID, again, I will come to you on this, right? Ki there are a lot of startups, right? When I was sitting in news, watching news, right, at the home. And I see that, yeah, people are talking about cab industry, people are talking about, hotel industry, right? Why people are not talking about photography industry? Have you seen in any media industries talking about कि ये industry को बहुत effect पड़ा है due to COVID? Because there's no big player in the market, right? So that hits me really hard. And I still wrote in my LinkedIn profile, if you see that, right? कि at the time of COVID, it hits me really hard that no one is talking about this industry. I myself take the responsibility in the next 3 years. Like people will talk about this industry, and every family wants that their child wants to be a photographer, and it's a good profession, right? So that's what I take this responsibility, and I think I'm on that path, right? The journey is it's a long journey, but let's see. Next 3 years, I can change the name, the whole industry, and people see as a respectful industry. Even all family members see the photographer is a good job, and it's a very respectful job because it's a very hardworking job. It's an art, right? We do supply photographers, right? But I completely understand the respect, the art, right? Not every photographer is an artist. I completely understand. But there are few people who's really good in this industry, right? Who's really good with the arts and everything. So I just figured it out that, and I have a long plan. It's just a beginning of the first phase. We have 5 phases in the next 5 years. So you will see what exactly the plan, and definitely I'm not going to reveal here.
I was hoping that you could reveal some of the plans, but anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, good to see so much detailed work going on this.
Yes.
But you talked about एक चीज, and that hit me, कि families in India do
Yeah.
not consider photography as a
Yes.
respectable job.
Yeah.
So I would want you to talk about the role of your family in your life, and how did this happen? How did they let you? Like you said, you had some different career before this.
Yes.
And maybe shayad if you are focusing on this or some other career, please, how has your family impacted?
So like after graduation, right, I always have one dream that I want to be a successful businessman, right? So my journey started already in, when I was 8, I decided I want to be a successful businessman, right? But I was too small, right? In the past 10 years, the businessman changed into entrepreneurship, right? Businessmen have a limited option where you just have to make profit, but entrepreneur has a big job. They have to employ a lot of people, right? They have to solve a big problem. They have to face a lot of challenges. So entrepreneur is not taking our responsibility, you are taking the responsibility of whole community, right? It's a big job. So I choose that. I move on from businessman to entrepreneurship. So yeah, when I was in manufacturing, I started that 3 years. It was getting profitable. But I realized that that's not my place. So I told my father I want to switch to another thing, and I want to run a startup, and it's into photography. Initially, he was not supportive, right? He's like, are you sure you want to do? I just told them like, give me 6 months. I will show you the results. Although the result was not there.
नहीं वो हम फिल्मी हो जाता है ना कि 6 महीने दे दो पापा हम दिखा
देंगे. Yeah, it was there. It was that, right?
सब करके दिखा दूंगा.
But, it's a start.
Yeah,
I can't ask like I want 3 years or 2 years,
exactly.
right? I just to make him calm, I just asked like, give me 6 months, so that he will like, okay, 6 महीने try कर ले अपनी जिंदगी में जो करना है, and then come to my business or start some business line or everything. So after 6 months, he again's like, what's your progress? Like, I'm doing it. Have some patience, right? I'm doing it, and I will show you something, right? Give me some more time. And I keep buying time. And again, what a hard luck was the COVID. After buying this much of time, and he also supported monetary, right? So he also invested in my startup, right?
Okay.
Initially, he's a first investor, right? Okay. So he indirectly is not supportive, but as indirectly is supportive, directly is not supportive, right? And it is a great, right, telling them, and we keep on say like, are you sure still you are not cash flow company and you're cash burning a lot? Like that startup works like that only, right? We have to do a lot of marketing in that, and because for him it is very difficult to make them understand ki kis tarah se kya hai, aisa hai. So but my mom, he is, whatever you want to do it, because she's like, I believe in you, right? Do it. I'm there. If you're down, I will hold your hand, and like, because my mom is really attached with me, like in every son and moms are very attachment, right? But it's been 10 years, 10 to 12 years, I'm not with them. They stay in Rajasthan, I'm staying here alone, right? So my mom called me every day in the morning and just asked me, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine. Every day, still today, right? And he calls me every day and like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine. Khana kha liya. I think that's it. So I'm like talking about my family things, right? It is very, very touchy. So what happened at the time of college? I didn't pick up my mom's calls. So 2 hours, she again called me and I didn't pick up that call, right? So what happened? She called all my friends, right? And everyone is, running over like, and I was sleeping at my place because, at the time of college, you sleep at 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right? So after that, I just realized that she's there and she's worried about you every day. So I decided 5 years or 6 years back, I never skip her call. If I'm in meeting anywhere, right, I pick her call and say, Mom, I will call you back. That's it. So that's what a discipline I maintain while, because I realize that she's the one who's waiting for your call, or either just pick up and say hello, and she just want to listen my voice. That nothing, right? So this is how my family relation.
कभी-कभार वही होता है ना कि फैमिली, हम लोग फैमिली से सपोर्ट मांगते हैं.
Yes.
We expect कि वो हमें सपोर्ट करें. बट सामने हम जो उन्हें सपोर्ट देना चाहिए वो नहीं देते.
All the time. See, अपने को they are not expecting any support from us. They are expecting
just your time.
They are just expecting your time with us. That's it. If you are giving your call, how are you? That's it. Done. Right? They are ready to give everything to you. Just take it. Right? So that's what a family relation here. And now back to so my mom is supporting. And then I started. I'm doing great. Still the COVID period things, and I was at home. They're watching me because nothing is working, right? Still, I'm trying from there, like to connect with a lot of people here, right? And what with that, we did a shoot of full Ahmedabad, empty Ahmedabad, right? Is that we are the only one who get the permission to shoot. It's still in POD stage also, right? So to shoot at the time of COVID, where no one getting the permission to go out and there, right? And we got the permission. We created that. It's a small achievement for me, right? Obviously. Because while sitting at home, no one knows me in this city. While then also, right? It's been just 1.5 years, a lot of people just got connected with me. So it was a hope, and then slowly, gradually it increases, and that's all.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Many more to come.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So like you said कि फैमिली का कितना रोल इम्पोर्टेंट होता है इन ऑब्वियसली फोटोग्राफी जैसी इंडस्ट्री में जो इंडिया में बहुत इतना रिस्पेक्टेबल अभी हो रहा है. एंड यू ऑल्सो मेंशन्ड अबाउट becoming an entrepreneur and not a business person. You started by becoming a business person and then you shifted to being an entrepreneur.
Yes, right.
Quickly, can you हम viewers को बता सकते हैं कि entrepreneurship और business में difference क्या होता है? मतलब
it's a very clear difference. Even you know that entrepreneurship is a big responsibility rather than making a profit. Right?
So business is only for profit. Is what
you can say that because you are not taking responsibility, you are just taking your responsibility, right? You are not taking any other's responsibility. And at the other side, entrepreneurship is taking responsibility of the whole community and what you are doing. This is what
So
Let us
what
try.
you're trying to say is कि entrepreneurship में profit के अलावा एक और goal होता है, which is creating something for the people, solving something.
Something for
And
the people.
business is a narrow
It's
version
an
of that.
existing. No, it's an existing business. You are doing it somewhere else. That's what.
That's an interesting idea of entrepreneurship and business.
Yes.
So cool. So just continuing with the family part.
Yeah.
I will go down to your family.
I know where you are coming. I know where you are coming. Yeah.
So about Shivani.
Yes.
Yeah. So how's the relation with Shivani and how
Okay.
how big a blessing is Shivani to your life?
Okay, I just want to do one thing. Right. It's just something, right? Okay, I'm so sorry.
No issues.
It's like, I can say that it's andha pyar. Something, for Shivani, it's like andha pyar, you can say that, right? Okay.
Wow. You can give this to Shivani.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Good one.
Yeah.
But Shivani,
Okay,
how big an influence is Shivani to your life?
So we and Shivani met 5 years or 6 years back.
Okay.
It's a love at first sight.
Okay.
Right. And our relation started in Jaipur, right? I never thought of that. This girl is so strong and so supportive, right? I had no idea about that. And the chemistry between us is really great. We understood each other and supporting each other in, businesses, family matters, right?
Correct.
Everything. We are sorted kind of person, right? We know what we want, right? We understand things properly, right? If something happens, we stay quiet. And I think within 2-3 years, we are just like buddies. And, I keep telling him, like, call me husband, not husband. So husband is like husband who is friend, right? So I keep telling her, just call her. And she, she laughs like, ठीक है. Okay.
इसमें से अच्छी रील बन जाएगी with the background. Oh. No, but anyways. So and you've been very active on social media. Shivani is great on social media. She creates amazing content.
Right.
And I have seen you.
Thanks to me.
You are the person.
Behind the camera. No one acknowledged that person, but yeah.
No, but I have seen you coming on the front face now.
Yes.
You and Shivani have been together, established as an influencer couple.
All right.
If you might.
So you can, like, we are not more into influencers. We just go there for the networking and as an entrepreneur, right? It's just what we style better because Shivani is more into styling.
Correct.
She belongs to fashion industry,
Yeah.
right? So she loves to style
We can see
herself.
that.
Yeah, that's her. Yes,
we can
of
see
course.
that.
Yeah. So today she just told me you have to wear this, and then you have to go, right?
Perfect.
So now I have, just like she has personal photographer, I have personal stylist.
Wow. New app?
So this is a combination we have.
New
right?
app?
Yeah. No, not new app, right?
No, but anyways.
Yeah.
So how is it to be on the camera with her? Do you? So what I'm coming to is,
Yeah.
India mein the concept of influencer couples have just kicked off.
Yeah, just kept out.
And it is relatively new. So I've seen a lot of people receiving a lot of criticism on those angles.
Yes.
Do you what do you want to say to those people?
To be honest, I'll call you VG, right? To be honest, I never heard this all this. I have no idea about that, what you are talking about, right? I get the criticisms and everything. I never heard anything. Because people are, telling us, people are always, people around us, always saying you guys are doing great. They're always praising, always saying कि आप बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो, आप दोनों बहुत अच्छे couple हो. And a lot of people are saying couple goals. So almost.
Yeah.
It's on the camera, guys. It's on the camera. Just you don't know what is going behind. But yeah.
But yeah. So it's very cool to not listen to the haters. You don't have haters.
Yeah, we don't realize these are people. We don't even realize that we have haters, right? We are just only focusing on the positive side, and we are just taking that things only. We are not never talk and never discuss all these things between us, right?
But relationship mein, when you work together, sometimes it's a mess because you both are in the same industry doing same things,
right?
And dono ke point of views clash hote jate hain.
Right.
So what is your advice for people listening to this podcast?
Divide your departments clearly.
Divide your departments.
Yes, divide your roles and
How do you do
responsibility.
that with Shivani?
So we have segments, right? So I am the CEO of the company, right? So she will manage the B2B marketing segment, right? So the whole responsibility is her, right? So that's how I
don't
divide
get
it.
involved in her.
Yeah, that's her decision, right? We can discuss, we can give suggestions
Obviously.
to each other, because opinion matters, because
Obviously.
whatever you are doing,
Obviously.
right? But the call is yours, it's not my call. So what will happen? The people feel like, yo, it's my authority, but I definitely need a suggestion from him. And I always like keep asking her, my team, about the suggestion. What do you think? Say, I'm launching this. It works or not? So they keep saying suggestions. So taking suggestion is not a bad thing. Obviously, you know that. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Correct. So, I want to take you to another segment of our conversation.
Yes.
It's basically about the technicals of your startups.
Yes.
So for photographers on demand, for POD, for me, if I've thought about it, सबसे बड़ा challenge क्या हो सकता है? Is that कि photographers की demand ही करनी है. And how is that possible? Because India में homegrown photographers की, as you said, it's a long line. I mean, people are wanting to go into this industry more than ever. तो do you feel कि अगर इंडिया में homegrown photographers बढ़ रहे हैं, is it a threat to your company? Or can it be something like an asset?
No, of course it is an asset, yeah.
How?
Because the जैसे photographers बढ़ रहे, demand भी तो बढ़ रही है. Second thing, we are just not limited to one segment, right? Okay. Just like not in wedding or fashion, we are related to all the segments, right? हम सारे segments में, right? And we are more into personal photographers, right? अगर photographer की demand कम हो जाती है, तो personal photographer की increase होगी ना भाई. अब तुम दिल्ली जा रहे हो, एयरपोर्ट रुक तुमको भी चाहिएगा आज ही तो कल, राइट? अगर आपको पता चला कि वहां पे यस पैप, यू नो दैट कि वहां पे फोटोग्राफर है, तुम यूज करोगे कि नहीं करोगे? Might in future if you have money in your pocket, right? And you want to spend, I want good pictures, bro. Book it and click it. That's our tagline. Just book it and Rutul will get this tagline to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for those who do not know Rutul is obviously you might have heard him in the previous podcast, but right. Rutul is a inspiration for a lot of people.
No, it's our dear friend. That's it.
He's a dear friend.
Yeah, he's a dear friend of us, and
that's but an inspiration for a lot of people.
Yes, of course.
But so interesting observation that you made कि अगर कोई airport पे खड़ा है,
yes,
and you have this POD का stall वहाँ पे,
right,
they might book it like just like an Ola or an Uber.
So like we are coming up with on-spot POD. We already launched.
I was coming to that.
Yeah,
tell us about.
We already launched in Ahmedabad. So we launch in all the cafes where like. If you're going in a cafe, right? So you can book a photographer there itself, and the photographer service there. It is provided by the cafe owner. Just like valet parking, you can provide personal photographer, on-spot photographer to these people. Because you know what happened? I saw that like while you're going for a movie, you are half an hour before. If you're going to any cafe or restaurant, waiting period are like 45 minutes per day. What do? You click pictures with the phone.
Correct.
What if you have the on-spot photographer service right there? Definitely you're going to choose that. Then what if it is free of cost? Definitely you are going to choose that. Yeah. Right? So that's why like if you see if you visit like this Sunday we are like at Art and Cafe, you know, sure,
in Ahmedabad,
in Ahmedabad, right? Yeah. And in a lot of places we are like putting this, right? So in any other states we are also planning this on spot, right, where people can use this service. So we have a lot of different segments. Plus, again, mobile photography is also a demand in the market, and I can see that in the next 2 or 3 years, it's a big market of phone photography and mobile. So we have Mobi Reels. We already launched that, right? Okay. So people can also book mobile photographers. A person will come with the mobile and he'll click everything and create a reels. So just as a market change, right? We are also introducing products. So we want to run with the market. We are not just stick with the limited product, right? Correct. So if we have a lot of products, I think इसके लिए लोग आएंगे.
Correct.
Right.
So basically आप एक platform बन रहे हो.
Exactly.
एक product पे dependent नहीं रहो.
Not product. We are the service oriented platform.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah.
So I want to talk about what is the journey of creating a startup. How hard is it to sleep at night having your own startup?
So आप ऐसा समझ लीजिए कि आपके नीचे एक सुई है. Right? कभी भी pinch हो सकती है. Every day you are there, the needle, right? मतलब कभी भी आपको लग सकता है. And every day बस आप करते जाओ. It's a never ending process.
And how do you get motivated? मतलब इतना आप जैसे सुई एक दिन चुभ रही है ठीक है, 2 दिन चुभ रही है ठीक है, पर जिंदगी भर अगर चुभने वाली है तो आपको एक constant source of motivation.
So that's what passion. So entrepreneurship, solving a problem is my passion, right? That's what I built up from. Like I thought of that and I'm working on that, right? When it comes to passion, you know that सब कितनी भी चुभने दो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Nothing stopping you.
Nothing stopping you.
Exactly.
So my thing is that I just want to solve the problem, right? क्या होने वाला है? I thought of that. होगा नहीं होगा? I don't care, man. I will do it. That's it. It will take time. Okay, no worries. Problems कैसा है? Just like अब खाना नहीं छोड़ते हो, वैसे ये नहीं छोड़ना नहीं. You just have to go. Consistency, bro, and you will get the result for sure. And quality. People want quality, man. Yeah.
So as a startup founder, what are the top 3 lessons that you would want people to know for all the young entrepreneurs out there who are
Right.
trying to build something?
So basically, I really want all the upcoming future entrepreneurs, I really want that, please be fashionable, right? Be fit, right? Because you are not just an entrepreneur, you're also showing your image to the world, right? And if you're coming to a big platform, right, how well dressed you are, right? It also matters nowadays, right? It's just not, I just want that all future entrepreneurs should be a fashionable, right? First thing, right? Second thing, they needs to be have a patience, right? Patience hona chahiye. अगर आप पे patience नहीं है, तो you can't grow, right? And third thing is grow. Patience के साथ ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ आप patience रखते रहो कि आएगा. It's not like that.
It should be
Yes, आपको graph ऊपर करना पड़ेगा. You have to come up with something. So 3 things is what I matter. Like with patience, growth is important. Like अगर growth नहीं है, तो you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve, right?
I mean, to the listeners, they might be expecting कि कुछ ऐसा ब्रह्म ज्ञान आ जाएगा.
Mm.
But all you're trying to say is fashionable. Sorry, all you're trying to say is fashionable, bro.
Yeah.
That's one of the most underrated, but one of the most unheard advice that I've ever listened to.
Because
For an entrepreneur.
all right.
And I, more than anybody, I understand the importance of being fashionable and being presentable.
Presentable. Yes, exactly. This is what. Yeah.
Ki you are representing your company and not
Yes.
yourself. You are representing a whole squad who is behind you, who is
Right.
running behind you.
Exactly.
So उनका भरोसा तो नहीं तोड़ना चाहिए. I mean, I mean, passion.
Yes.
How do you become a photographer? How did you become a photographer पहले?
Okay.
Anything childhood में कुछ हुआ है, कुछ incident जो आप that made you become a photographer? As you said, you were not a photographer in your college life.
Right.
You were converted into a photographer.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
It's a job because I'm starting my own startup, right?
Correct.
If I won't know what exactly, if I have no idea about कि ground में क्या चल रहा है, right? मैं कैसे execute करूँगा, मैं कैसे policies बनाऊँगा. So first मैं ground पे गया, I learned everything. 6 months I did the whole photography thing and how it process and what industry demands, what exactly in the industry, right? So in 6 months I learned everything, and there are a lot of photographers, right, who told me कि 2 घंटे में प्री वेडिंग कौन करता है, 3 घंटे में प्री वेडिंग कौन करता है. There's a time, right, where I'm calling a lot of photographers and क्योंकि इंडिया में 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, right, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, no one is doing, right? So it's an hourly basis concept. Everyone knows
Correct.
that, right? So it is very challenge for me. Then I find a photographer who is doing 1 hour, 2 hours में pre weddings, and we did it.
Wow.
And we did it, and we get the same result what these people are doing.
Wow.
Although we are not that creative, obviously, because we are very
3 hours
initial.
में हाँ, obviously.
Yeah, in 3 hours, but we did it, and we give the result to the clients. And when all other fellow photographers, when we are discussing guys, we did it, right? So although they are not good, they are not happy with the result because they are thinking, okay, we are, हम उनका market खा रहे हैं. We are reducing the price, but they don't have idea about that कि हम market खा नहीं रहे. We are increasing the market, plus we are organize the market, and it is costlier than what you are charging. But for people, it is affordable because they can book accordingly. कि उनका जितना budget है उसके हिसाब से वो book कर सकते हैं.
Correct.
उनको liberty है, आपको भी liberty है, right? So this is what we are planning कि हम इसको कैसे organize करके we can put money every day in your pocket. So for photographers, it is a very good platform. Second thing, it is a practicing platform for the photographers. चाहे advocate हो, doctor हो, right? They have hospitals for the practice. Advocate के लिए high court है for the practice. For photography, you have to motivate yourself. You have to call people for the practice. What you can learn, earn, and explore in the same platform, right? So this is a very clear thing for that कि आप आओ, join करो, सीखो, and explore करो. Your journey is not limited to one thing. You start with the basic photography. You will go to the brand shoot, and you will go to the production house.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
a whole plan, right?
Correct.
Plus, we are also become a rating agency for the photographers, right? We call our photographers PUDMs, right? So the rating agency, we search it out everywhere. Like there's no rating agency for photographers because a lot of
Correct.
photographers are calling like we are experienced photographers. And then next question is how many years you are doing it, right? तो वो बोलते हैं हम 5 साल से कर रहे हैं. How many shoots you did? याद नहीं. मैं कहा चलो फिर भी बता दो. तो they are saying 90 to 100, right? My person right, is doing this much of shoot in just 2 months. So who is more experienced? That 25 years of guy or the 18 years of guy? Obviously that person, because he did a lot of shoots. Right?
In a less
So we changed the definition of experience with the number of shoots rather than having a 5 years or 6 years of experience.
Correct.
Right? So first you practice a lot. Once you practice a lot, definitely you are learning every day. And when you are learning every day, no one can beat you.
Correct.
That is for sure.
I mean, there is one interesting thing that you told, ki learn photography. My question is, or I want to ask you this genuinely, ki if someone, let's say, wants to enter into this market of photography,
Yeah.
वो शुरू कहाँ से करे वो confuse होता है.
Okay.
Everyone wants to buy a camera.
Right.
Everyone wants to have a DSLR because it's
Okay.
cool to have.
Right.
But there are a lot of concepts in photography, angles, lightings, the focus point,
Right.
and the objective of photography.
Right.
Because you know it better. So,
Right.
what is your advice to the young photographers who want to come into this market? How do you learn to become a photographer?
So my advice is very clear to them. First, learn photography instead of going to any segment, चाहे fashion हो या interior हो. First, learn photography. While learning, you will realize आप कहाँ अच्छे हो. आप कौन से फोटो में अच्छे हो, like you are good in portraits or you are good in landscape or wide angles, which angles is suited for you, right? So once you figure it out, that you know where you have to go. So you are creative or you're not creative, you know yourself very well in this journey, right? So that's why first learn photography, earn while learning, and then explore. So this is a program we are running for the photographers, and we are also creating a whole new community for the photographers where we are training. We have a training process for the photographers. Whoever is coming, first we train them, right? And after the training, we will start providing earning to them. So it's a training of 21 days, 10 days, 50. It's a whole process, right?
Correct, yeah.
I can show it to you in the guide later.
But as far as you know, how big will this industry of photography and what you're trying to create will be in the future?
See, it is a never-ending industry. How people won't stop podcasts, people won't stop photography, right? Photography कब से चल रहा है? Because that's the sort of memories. And how you create memories by taking pictures. Just like haircut.
Correct.
Never-ending. So it is a never-ending industry. I can figure it out so early that this industry is never-ending and it keeps changing, but it is never-ending.
It will never end. Correct.
Yeah, never ever. Right. People, either drone will come or some new technology will come, but we will adopt that technology as soon as possible we can.
And I have just one last interesting question to you, is that India is promoting tourism a lot.
Yeah, right.
And tourism से कोई और business बढ़े ना बढ़े, photography बढ़ने वाली.
Right.
So, but India is a place where there are a lot of unorganized players in this industry.
Right.
How are you trying to tap into that photography and tourism industries through some means? I don't know if you're doing
Yes. We already planned that, right? Once we, share our network to all these cities, all metro cities. Now what will happen, right? People start knowing about that there's a platform for photographers, right? So if you are in Jaisalmer, we already have photographer there, right?
Okay.
They will book from the app. They are sitting in another city, they will book and they will get the photographers there. So whoever going here and there, right? Up next, if you go to Udaipur,
Correct.
right? So you can book personal photographer there for yourself while sitting at home, chilling with your people. So that's how we, carry your personal photographer, take your personal photographer with you in Leh, Ladakh, wherever you go, in Kashmir or wherever. So that's the whole plan.
I mean, very, very, very interesting to know that whatever I'm asking, you're tapping into that. मतलब ऐसा कोई बाकी नहीं छोड़ा आपने कि अब you're not into that.
Right.
One last segment of this podcast is that before that we go to that, I want to ask you this. You seem like a very challenging person. मतलब you take up challenges like this. You seem like that. And so I just want to ask you one word question, one word answer I would expect is that, let's say I do this podcast again with you after 1 year. If this podcast continues, where will Tapan, where will POD be?
I think you have to take appointment and you have to take a lot of efforts to connect with me for sure.
I love your attitude. I love that. And I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this podcast would love this attitude. Would want to have this attitude.
Yeah.
That's like a very That's a killer
Because I
vibe.
know myself very well what I'm doing it, man.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, I mean, Tapan, it was a great interaction that we had.
Yes.
The last thing of this podcast is that I want you to share one simple idea, one simple message to everyone that has helped you in your life.
Yeah.
और या तो लोगों को वो help कर सकता है, because the concept of this podcast is keep it simple.
Yeah.
So हम एक simple lesson हर हमारे guest से जानना चाहते हैं, so that वो lesson हमारे पास रहे, हमारे audience के पास रहे. So what is that one simple mantra of your life that you want to follow?
See, I'm like, if you see the whole podcast, right? If you see that, I always talk about the growth and patience, right? So that's a mantra. Have some patience and keep going.
Have some patience and keep growing.
Keep growing is not just having patience. Like, have some patience. Keep growing is the mantra which I apply every time in my life. Wherever, like, if some difficulties is coming, right? Have patience. Figure it out. Keep growing. You're right.
So stagnation is not a point.
Yes.
Patience, grow.
Patience, grow. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We will surely have this line on the wall that we're trying to create, which will be the wall of lessons.
Right.
And it's like a selfish thing for me. कुछ भी अगर मुझे होगा तो wall of lessons देख लो. That's the point. But thank you Tapan. Thank you so much. We had a wonderful interaction. I'm sure लोगों को ये interaction बहुत पसंद आएगा. They would have a lot of questions on photography, on startup, on investments that you said, on family, on relationships, a lot of things. We'll attach your social media profiles here so that they can connect with you. But thank you so much for this opportunity, man.
Okay, I just want to ask you one thing, right? If,
wow.
Because you just
This
told me
podcast
that
is coming on me.
in the next year, like if I want to take an interview, I just want to hear what topic you will choose for me, because entrepreneurship topic you already chosen this time, right? What topic you will choose for me?
I definitely will. I have only one word, is 2 words.
Yeah.
Your attitude and your style.
Okay.
So how to build that attitude and how to have that style.
Okay.
And that is a topic that I would want to have a podcast with you on very soon, because I know
so it's a duo.
It's a duo. I know लोग बहुत इस चीज के बारे में पूछेंगे, because we love your attitude and all that. I know that it is coming.
Yeah.
So that would be the next topic of our podcast.
For sure.
If you agree to that.
Yes, for sure. All right. It was great, by the way. I want to say something about you. Right. It was a great that we met at Big Bang social meeting, right? We met and the way you connected with me and the very first time I keep watching your podcast, right? Because when I saw you were not even started that podcasting, right? And after 2 or I think 1 week, I start seeing something on your page and okay, this guy is doing podcast and I'm watching your videos. Okay, because it's sketchy and it's interesting. So I think keep doing it,
Thank
right?
you so much, man.
And apart from that, you are doing your passion. It's great, but again, you need to do your business too, right?
That's
a
conversation that we'll have off the camera.
or I also want to say that monetize your whatever you are doing, monetize your skills, not whatever you're doing, because it is not not everyone know how to do it, right? So start trying to monetize it as soon as possible, because if you are daily, people will take you as granted.
I know.
So don't let people take you as a granted. To start monetizing every skill, not just this, every skill of yours. Because I play poker, I monetize it, right? I never go there and just playing and just like I know I'm good at that, but I not monetize it. So every skill. So Shivani also do that, right? She just not do. मतलब उसको सिर्फ not just like fashion influencer. She's an entrepreneur. She's fashion. She's monetizing from them. Plus she do a lot of other stuff, right?
Correct.
So she's monetizing every stuff.
Yeah.
So that people won't take you granted. Right. So that's advice or whatever you want.
No, definitely. I'll take this from you, brother.
Yes.
Because I love your attitude and I would definitely want to follow this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
much. Thank you so much, Tapan. We had a great interaction. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to this podcast and till the very end.
No, the ending part, guys. Just
Thank you so
to
much.
that.
We'll see you soon in the next podcast. Till then, subscribe to our channel and follow Tapan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.